안녕하세요, 데니조입니다. 저를 응원해 주시고 사랑해 주신 모든 분들에게 진심으로 감사드리며 이슈 때문에 실망하셨더라면 정말 죄송합니다. 3주 전에 어떤 유튜버 분께서 데니조의 5가지 거짓 영상을 제작하신 걸 보았습니다. 많은 분들께서 그 부분에 대해 궁금해하셨지만 본인의 이름을 뒤로한 채 거짓을 진실처럼 말하는 행동에 대해 답변을 하지 않고 조용히 처리하려고 했습니다. 왜냐하면 누구를 질타하는 것은 누구를 미워해야 되고 누구를 미워해야 되는 삶은 제가 추구하는 삶이 아니었기 때문입니다. 하지만 제가 소중하게 여기는 가족, 팀 데니조 식구분들, 손님분들과 구독자분들께서 받으시는 고통과 아픔을 더 이상 참을 수가 없었습니다. 비디오에 제기된 모든 주장이 허위라고 분명히 말씀드립니다. 제가 진실을 밝히겠습니다. In 2007, it was my first bodybuilding show in an organization called IMBA, and it was a Mr. San Diego championship.
Okay.
So because it was my first time, I went there. I signed up as a novice.
Okay.
Novice is a category where a first timer
Right.
enters the show,
Right.
and I enter a novice short class. They go by height: short, medium, and tall.
Okay.
So I won my class. And then even for a novice, there is an overall championship, meaning winner of each class comes out and then battle for overall title.
Right.
So I won that overall. By doing that, I became a 2007 Mr. San Diego novice overall champion.
Okay.
And this is the picture that I took at the show,
Okay.
which clearly indicate that it's a novice overall champion.
Okay.
And this is the picture that I gave to Korea Times.
Okay, let's show it to the camera.
Okay, so this is the original picture I gave to the writer, but when he wrote the story, I guess because there is nothing about novice that he's frustrated about, the guy who made a video.
Right.
So he's saying that why do you took out the novice and then made yourself Mr. San Diego
So
overall
who
champion?
would that question be best posed to? You or the writer of the article at Korea Times?
The writer.
Okay. If this guy who puts on a video to try to put you in a false light, portray you in a negative image, has any questions about why a writer of an article in the Korea Times wrote something, he needs to ask them, not ask you, and not think to himself that you did some kind of master manipulation by duping the Korea Times, who, by the way, called you, which means they already knew what you won or didn't win, and think that you tried to game the system.
Right,
it's
right.
ridiculous.
Right.
So a few other questions to follow up on some specifics. The overall champion, can it
Yes.
only be a novice, or can it be anybody even that's not a novice?
Novice and open.
Okay, so you only were competing against novices.
Novice, yes.
Okay. All right. So what? Novice means first time.
First time,
Okay.
which the writer wrote on a paper
Right.
on this newspaper article,
Right.
saying that it was my first time.
Right. Which, by the way, to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but that means that it's extraordinary. It's actually even a better achievement.
Right.
If for your first time you were able to go out there and compete at that level
Right.
and win.
Right.
I don't understand what this guy's trying to prove. If the guy is trying to prove that you did something wrong, or that you didn't really win a championship, or that you tried to influence and present some fraudulent information to the
Right,
Korea Times,
right.
he's completely wrong, and he's welcome to go to the Korea Times. And if he did so, would the Korea Times support everything that you're saying?
Right.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Do you want to spend any more time on this subject?
No, not at all. He's accusing me of buying my G-wagon for $40,000.
Oh, right. I got it. Okay, right. Oh, the G-wagon for $40,000. Well, by the way, if true, congratulations. very smart, astute businessman if you bought a G-wagon for $40,000.
Right, right.
You should get an applause if you bought a
Right, right.
G-wagon for $40,000.
Right.
But I think what he's trying to say is that you don't really have any money. You had to buy it for $40,000, and it's probably a G-wagon that went through Hurricane Katrina, and it really is like salvage title or something like that, right?
Right, right.
That's what he's trying to say.
Right.
So, you know what, Danny Joe? Let's set the record straight.
Got it. You only won the San Diego Novice Overall Championship.
Right.
And why are you claiming that you are a 2010 Mr. California Overall Champion?
So now we're going into the second issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done with San Diego,
Yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
so let's move over to two. So talk to me about Mr. California.
So to be exact, that show is called 2010
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Los Angeles
Okay.
and California Championship,
Okay.
to be exact.
Okay.
And I went there, I competed in an open division, not a novice.
Because it wasn't your first time
No,
anymore.
it wasn't my first time
Right.
anymore. I won my short class,
Right.
and then for the overall, I won the whole thing. So I gained the title of Mr. Los Angeles and a California champion. Would you like to tell my Korean audience who you are and your, I guess, your accomplishment in a bodybuilding community, please?
Oh, yeah, I'm Lorenzo Gaspar in San Diego, California, and I've been with the NPC, IFBB, INBA.
Lorenzo, do I have your permission to record this video and a phone of conversation?
Yeah,
I remember you were a head judge in that show. Was that correct?
right.
Since you judge an NPC and an INBA, do I have a right to call myself a Mr. California Champion 2010 to be exact? Even though I won an overall title at an INBA and not NPC, because there's a lot of debate that people are saying that you could only call yourself a Mr. California Champion if you won the show from NPC. Do you think that makes sense or no?
Oh, no, that does not make sense because different organizations, like two different organizations can have the same title. Yeah, you deserve that.
So just to make sure the audience is following along.
Okay.
First, we buy a G-wagon for $40,000, which we should be congratulated for.
Right.
Then we win on our first time, which is what novice means.
Right.
Our first competitive at a high-level competition in San
Right, right.
Diego, which we should be congratulated for.
Right.
And now you competed not in novice, but in the open class. Was it short also?
Short class?
Short class, short, open, for Mr. Los Angeles and Mr. California.
Champion. Mm-hmm.
Champion. And you won.
And one, and then after that there was a overall. So winner of each class comes out
Okay.
for the overall that like precise title,
Right.
and I became the first place winner,
Okay.
and I gained the title of Mr. Los Angeles and Mr. California
Okay.
champion.
So what's this guy saying?
He's saying that I never won the show.
Well, how can he say that?
I guess he did his own research.
Okay, and what would he find?
He's saying that he didn't won anything. Only show he won was
Did
this
you
one.
get a trophy?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
So this was on the front page of a Korean newspaper.
Which Korean newspaper?
It's called 일간 Plus.
Okay.
This was
Is it a
일간.
legitimate newspaper or is it
Very.
some kind of underground newspaper?
No, it's
Does
very.
it still exist today?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this
Are
is
they in the business of presenting false information?
not at all.
Okay.
So this was on a 일간 Plus,
Mhm.
and this is on a Koreatown Daily,
Uh-huh.
and this was on a 중앙일보,
Right.
and this is Korea Times.
So you have 4 articles
4 articles about
from
this title.
4 different legitimate, serious publications
Mm-hmm.
who corroborate your win.
Yes.
And how many publications does he have to corroborate that you didn't win anything?
None.
Okay. Would you like to show the camera?
I have one more proof just to show people that this is ridiculous.
It's no basis.
This is a ridiculous theory.
Right.
I contact the head judge of that show.
Okay.
The head judge, the one that who judged me and then gave me the title.
Okay.
And then I, record a phone conversation. He's stating that I became the 2010 Mr. California overall champion.
When did you contact the judge?
Today.
Today?
Mhm.
Okay. Did he know that you were recording the call?
Yes,
Okay.
I
You got his consent?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's all legal here in
Yes.
California?
Mhm.
Fantastic. And he's willing to testify to that?
Yes.
And if anybody wants to call these publications and they dig back through their 2010 articles, they would know, oh, well, yeah, this is true because we don't present fake news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, again, fake story about a G-wagon, fake story about the novice class in San Diego, fake story about Mr. Los Angeles and Mr. California Championship. All right. Where do we go next? And so he's saying that you spent a lot of money on these fake
Yes.
likes, right?
And then
That you
he
bought
also
it.
compared a post of me while back that had a highlight,
Uh-huh.
and he's telling the audience, why do you have so much low? Why is your like so low compared to back in the days?
Okay, so your likes are low now
Yes.
relative to what your likes were in the past, right?
Yes.
What's the explanation?
So every time I work with a superstar, for example, like the world famous rapper The Game,
Okay.
he has a 10 million followers.
Right.
So if I work with someone like that during that time, I'm with him because he's shouting me out on his
Right.
page and on his Instagram.
Right.
All his fan comes to my page and likes my picture.
Okay.
But when I'm not training him, all the fan goes away.
Okay. That's understandable to me. That's very reasonable
Yes.
to me. And so right now you're in a bit of a ebb and flow,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the explanation, correct?
Right.
Okay. And is it true to say that you're in a better financial position today than you were 7 years
A
ago?
lot more,
Okay. And so if you really wanted to buy some likes, you could?
of course.
And by the way, does that still exist out there where you
Yes.
can buy a bunch of likes?
More is. I heard that it's more cheaper.
Oh, it's even cheaper. So
Yeah.
you could buy even more.
Mm-hmm.
So your buying power today, not only because you have more money,
Right.
but also because of what the market dictates, you could buy 10 times more what you could buy 7 years ago for the same money.
Yes.
And you haven't done it.
No.
All right, great. Do you want to stay on the subject any further?
No. Let's move on. Then.
All right. And so what's next?
Next one is I did a collab with this guy named Kidari.
Okay.
He's a famous fitness YouTuber in Korea.
Okay.
So on his first collab video,
Mm-hmm.
he asked me, who do you think has the best body out of every celebrity you met,
Right.
right? And I said, The Rock. I said, yeah, I met him at the G.I. Joe too. I told him that I met him, and then I helped him with this meal plan.
Okay.
So I, gave him a pointer. He's been working out for a long time, so he knows his stuff.
Right.
But, I gave him a couple of advices and tips, after hearing from, his typical meal plan.
So you're telling me that you heard The Rock's typical meal plan,
Yes.
and you gave him some advice and tips.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
I'm buying it.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's like, so basically he typed Danny Joe and Dwayne Johnson, or Danny Joe and Rock.
Okay.
And none of the pictures or the article came out.
Okay.
So he's
And
like,
why would there be an article of something that you spoke about in private with The Rock or Dwayne Johnson?
that's what I'm saying.
And so in G.I. Joe, then, you had a chance to see Dwayne Johnson and The Rock. And of course, you exchanged tips and physical
Right, right.
fitness. You share a love
Right.
of physical fitness.
Right?
So all you're going to do is spread that love.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
And this guy here is trying to say that it never happened. Okay, great. Is there anything else you'd like to say about that?
No, not at all.
What's left to cover?
I guess the last one is he Google again Danny Joe and Hollywood star.
Okay.
It's like he couldn't find anything. So
Okay.
he's like, he never trained a Hollywood star before. So why
Because he couldn't find something.
No.
Right.
So why is he claiming a title? Why is he calling himself a Hollywood star trainer?
Okay. And where do you call yourself a Hollywood star trainer? On your website? On your social media?
On my social media.
Okay. And specifically, what do you say? Hollywood star trainer? Hollywood celebrity trainer? Do you know?
So this is my intro for my YouTube all the time.
Okay.
So, hi, I'm a Hollywood star, Hollywood star trainer Danny Joe. And this is my intro. And I guess he didn't like that.
Okay. And because he did a Google search and he couldn't find any Hollywood stars.
Yeah, Google search.
Now, you did train the game, correct?
The game
For how long?
for about 60 days.
60
I was
days?
on a tour with him.
Okay. He's a Hollywood star,
A very big
just so you
Hollywood
know.
star. Yes.
And this Korean guy that was in G.I. Joe 1 and G.I. Joe 2, is he a Hollywood star?
Yes.
He
Because
qualifies?
yes, because he's number one list
Uh-huh.
for Asian casting.
Okay.
아 나를? 저 양반이 그럴 리가 없는데. 이상하게 변했어요. 미국에 와서 너무 힘든 그런 어떤 생활들을 하다 보니까 약간씩 이상해졌는데 이해해 주세요.
Yes.
And do you have any other Hollywood stars
Of
that
course.
would they allow you to say on camera
Of
who
course,
they are?
of
Who are
course.
they?
Brian T.
Okay.
from Fast and Furious,
All right.
Tokyo Drift.
Which car did he drive?
He's the one that drove a 350Z.
Ooh,
on a
I
Tokyo
love
Drift.
that car, that 350Z.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Who else?
You know Lincoln Park?
I do.
Joe Han from Lincoln Park,
Okay.
and they're the world star to be exact.
Right, absolutely.
Yes.
Do you still train him?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he lives in Hawaii, but he comes to my gym,
He's a Hollywood star.
of course.
All right. Who else?
Ray Park
Okay.
from Star Wars.
Okay. Fantastic.
I met him at the G.I. Joe 1.
Right.
Mhm.
And all these people would have great things to say about you.
Of course.
And they enjoyed their time with you.
Of course.
And did they achieve results with you?
Of course.
So you benefited their life.
Yes.
What defines a Hollywood star?
Anybody that works in Hollywood?
And the entertainment industry.
Yes.
That has a public following.
Right, right.
That performs music, dance, art, film. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you train these people.
Yes.
So it's not a false allegation or a false claim.
No.
Okay. Great. And so when something like this comes out, it really hits you at your core, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you know who you are,
Yes.
and you're comfortable with who you are.
Yes.
And nothing will ever change your belief about who you are,
No.
nor how you approach life and approach others.
Of course.
Okay. So this can't affect you.
No.
It can affect other people who are watching it
Yes.
or who are reading it,
Mm-hmm.
but you're here with me tonight to tell the truth.
Yes.
Don't lose track of that. This is just a little small sign to let you know that you need to constantly improve yourself and make sure that you protect yourself from issues like these going forward for the rest of your life. Thank you for your time here tonight.
Thank you
with
so
me.
much, Darren.
Absolutely.
마지막에 앞서 처음 유튜브를 시작했을 때 쌈스와 성장 호르몬에 대해 언급한 적이 있습니다. 그 영상에서 인정보다는 변명을 해서 죄송합니다. 2017년도에 쌈스와 성장 호르몬을 했습니다. 유튜브를 시작했던 계기를 돌이켜보면 제가 알고 있는 운동 노하우와 삶의 열정을 여러분과 함께 공유하고 싶었습니다. 좋은 정보와 영상을 나누어야 되는 유튜브란 공간이 거짓을 진실로 만들어서 유포하고 악플로 인해 정신건강을 해칠 수 있다는 것을 이번 계기에 느꼈습니다. 이러한 사이버 테러는 없어져야 합니다.
After I last spoke with my friend and client, Danny Joe, I found out that another video by this nasty doer was produced and uploaded to social media. But there's one thing that video communicated more than anything else. There were no more nasty comments about Danny Joe. While this person may think that he can keep coming back over and over and defaming Danny Joe, and that the Constitution protects him from the First Amendment, the Constitution actually has limitations. Those limitations were supported by the United States Supreme Court in Gertz versus Robert Welch, Inc., as well as the California Civil Code sections 45 and 46 dealing with slander, and further the cause of action, invasion of privacy, false light. I'll tell you, you can't say anything that you want about anybody that you want when it affects their trade, business, or profession. When you say that somebody is unfit to perform their job duties, and you've done so negligently, recklessly, or intentionally, you will find yourself in America's courtroom. And while you may come from a society that says sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, then maybe you haven't been on the other side of defamation. So it's not my job to educate you. We'll leave that to the lawyer that you choose to defend your case, but I will teach you a lesson. Govern yourself accordingly and be a straight A student.